Hi, my name's Tuttell, and today I'm going to talk to you about my Capstone project. Some of the trends I found in young adult literature were that fantasy continues to be popular, as well as paranormal romance. And one of the interesting things is that young adult literature is definitely more popular with adults. Books like Twilight and The Hunger Games. Trends as far as young adult services in the library, definitely librarians are focusing more on the gaming aspect and social aspect of teen life, trying to get teens into the library through programs that really are based on socialization and activities that they may already be doing. The child that I interviewed would fall under early adolescence. He's 13 years old. And during this time in your life, you are definitely focused more on your friends, trying to fit in, really testing your boundaries, maybe not listening to your parents as much. The librarian I interviewed was Megan Marshall. She's the youth librarian at Holly Springs Library. She's got an undergraduate degree in fine arts and a graduate degree in library science. She said that she chose Holly Springs Library because of the fact that Holly Springs Library is connected to the Holly Springs Cultural Center, which allows her to use both her degrees. She said that she's really struggled with her teen program. She has a real difficult time getting any attendance into her program. And what she's worked on to try to up attendance is work with kids from Holly Springs Library and established clubs. So for example, the theater club, the chess club, the comic book club, things like that. She has those kids come in and utilize the space within the library and the cultural center for their programs. She said that that seems to have made a difference. She doesn't get a lot of time to spend on collection development, mostly because as a branch library, decisions really aren't made there. The decisions are made at the regional library. She offers suggestions, but for the most part, they really work as a book depository, kind of books coming in and out. And she doesn't have a lot of space for her teens. She has created a cute little corner for them, but again has said that she really doesn't have great attendance, and she's working on that. The child that I worked with was a 13-year-old boy, my neighbor. He's been my neighbor since he was in 4th grade. He's currently in 7th grade. I interviewed him and his dad. I did it over a 2-day period with about 3 hours on each day. He is your typical boy. He enjoys soccer and playing outside and fishing and all kinds of stuff like that. He's in AP classes at school. He does well academically and hopes to attend college. He has been read to since he was a young child. He enjoys reading. He started reading independently chapter books in 2nd grade with the Harry Potter series. His favorite author is Rick Riordan. His favorite series is The Lightning Thief. He prefers fantasy books and pretty much does not like realistic fiction, historical fiction, or anything like that. He's got a Kindle and a Kindle Fire, but says that for the most part he prefers books. He likes to buy his books and not get his books from the library. Mostly, he said, because he doesn't like to have to wait for a new book when it comes out. We looked at a reading list from Wake County Public Libraries, the reading list for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. And he stated that many of the books on the list he enjoyed, for example, Savvy, Found, Inkheart, and The Lightning Thief. He said that some of the books that he did not enjoy included Chasing Vermeer, Al Capone Does My Shirts, Scat, and Heat. Some books on the list that he'd like to read, The Mysterious Benedict Society and The Invention of Hugo Cabret. He definitely did not have any interest in any of the realistic fiction or historical fiction. He really leaned towards fantasy. I think he does have an appreciation for literature. However, his father says that really all he has an appreciation for are fantasy books. I think he'll continue to be a lifelong reader. He typically takes books with him anywhere he goes and continues to read them. I think as he grows up, his reading interests will change. For the most part, though, he really does focus on fantasy books right now. As far as my perception of teens in general after this, definitely girls are still reading more than boys. Boys are definitely more interested in informational text, graphic novels, nonfiction type books, and I would say that girls frequent the library more often than boys do. I think Joe is not your typical boy in the sense that he really likes fiction books, and stated that he only reads nonfiction and informational text at school. The knowledge that I've gained, definitely I think that getting teens into the library is going to be harder than I anticipated. I think finding space for teens in the library is challenging. I think we really have to change our perspective about that. And I think it's important to look at the social aspect of a teenager and try to play off that and get them into the library that way, and then entice them with books. My plan for my media center would be certainly to have a vision, a mission, and a strategic plan, to have flexible hours, to work on a collection that's going to appeal to everybody, as well as programs that are going to appeal to everybody. I think it's important to have 24-hour access, especially teens have very odd hours. They'll stay up late, get up not really early in the morning, so they're looking for resources that they can possibly utilize throughout the evening. I also think it's important to have wikis, blogs, things like that, and meet kids in the digital environment. I think that I would try to have some flexible hours, stay open later after school, earlier before school. I think it's important for staff to continue to be lifelong learners and focus on professional development, as well as being involved in professional organizations like the American Library Association and North Carolina School Library Media Association. Overall, I think that this project was really beneficial and worthwhile, and I learned a lot. Thank you for your time.